listen, thank you all so much. Big thank you so much once again, Bodine, Tiffany, and Uncle David, and everybody in Freeport, Aunt Elizabeth in Greencastle, Eleuthera, and all of you who were on the show, on the live feed today. Hey, thank you so much, those who called in, and thank you for tuning in. Stay exactly where you are. Of course, Shay and Tanya, thank you both so much. Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
We call journalism injustice.
Yes, Lord. Yeah, but
then they can be doing plenty of shit.
Yeah, they charge. You know they on.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, Money Matters. The Education Minister outlining how much funds owed to the Education Loan Authority. Tourism growth. Tourism's Director General shares good news for our #1 industry. And call for peace. The Christian Council President appealing for peace as police investigate a string of homicides.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC every day.
Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Loy, says he fully supports the 2018-2019 budget. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. During his contribution this morning in the House of Assembly, Minister Lloyd noted that many students seeking scholarship assistance are being turned away due to the current financial standing of the Education Loan Authority. Minister Lloyd telling the House today that steps were made to revive the program, but with no success. He says millions of dollars are still owed to the authority.
Owe approximately $100 million to the authority.
Wow.
$100 million. 2016, the government gave an incentive that was to run for 12 months. It was designed to address the delinquencies and rewards to those borrowers who were paying or genuinely wanted to honor their obligations. This was a grace period during which no interest would be applied to the loans. During this 12-month period, borrowers who wished to pay off their loans in full would settle their loans by repaying the principal only, and all interest and related charges would be forgiven. To date, 498 over the sum of the some 5,000 have paid off their loans through the incentive program.
Seeking higher education.
There are hundreds of students that graduate every year, many who do not have the financial means to continue their tertiary educational pursuits, many of whom are turned away because we simply do not have the money in the scholarship, not the loan, scholarship division. We have 5,000 applicants every year, Mr. Speaker, for scholarships, and we only are able to give out 561 scholarships. That means 4,500 students will be turned away. And the qualifying standard for a scholarship is a 3-point average. That is 4,500 of our best and brightest who may miss an opportunity to get some financial assistance.
Well, still on news from Parliament, the Member of Parliament for Golden Isles, Vaughn Miller, joining Free National Movement MPs Frederick McAlpine and Reese Chipman by taking a stand against the government's intention to increase value-added tax from 7.5% to 12%.
12% is too much, too soon. So Golden Isles cannot support the 60% VAT increase from 7.5% to 12%. It is too aggressive. It is too much. It is too soon.
We can also tell you tonight that The Member of Parliament for Long Island, Adrian Gibson, noted that there's going to be some right-sizing at the Water and Sewerage Corporation. He says this comes amid plans to right-size the corporation, and he noted that this comes following the dismissal of Glenn LaVille as general manager to now longtime employee Elwood Donaldson becoming the general manager of the Water and Sewerage Corporation.
Directors will soon embark upon a right-sizing exercise, offering voluntary separation packages to water and sewage employees. Notably, the average age at water and sewage is nearly 50. Mr. Speaker, the Board of Directors has also instructed Ferron Bethel of Harry B. Sands to embark upon a number of lawsuits emanating from the forensic audit report. Likewise, the Office of the Attorney General has been written, and criminal prosecutions are anticipated in the not-too-distant future.
Ambassador of the Bahamas to the United States and of America and Permanent Representative of the Bahamas to the Organization of American States, His Excellency Sidney Collie, was elected Vice Chair of the General Committee of the Organization of American States General Assembly at its 48th regular session in Washington, D.C. last week. The General Committee of the OAS General Assembly is charged with oversight of the negotiation of draft resolutions. Then they are presented to the Assembly for action. Among the resolutions adopted at the 48th regular session of the OAS General Assembly was a resolution on the situation in Venezuela. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, represented the Bahamas in joining the 18 other OAS member states in favor of that resolution. The Bahamas Christian Council president calling for peace on the streets. That story and more when First at 6 continues.
Together, we laugh more, we discover more, we dream more. Together, we connect more, we cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Accepted. You're always sharing everything. You share the umbrella, the weekend, the blanket, and even your favorite towel. We know that you always share, but not KFC's genuine big box, made fresh for only you, with 2 pieces of chicken, 2 spicy wings, coleslaw, fries, biscuit, a cookie, and a soda, all for just $10 including VAT. Easy to enjoy, hard to share.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Bishop Delton Fernando, is calling for Bahamians to take back their country. This amid growing concern about the crime wave in the country. With the murder count now at 47 for the year, Bishop Fernando says he's concerned that residents are being killed in public spaces with no concern, and residents' lives are being cut short because they do not have what robbers want.
Then it seems to be assassinations going on between gangs. It is indeed a troubling situation. Without a doubt, I know the police are doing the best they can. I've personally been up to headquarters and seen the teams of officers on the streets. But it's our time as a nation now to call for peace in the streets, to now look at ourselves and realize that we are at a place where we've got to take back our nation.
The Christian Council president says the animalistic retaliatory killings in the country must stop, and the blood that is being shed speaks to how people no longer value life. The Christian Council president says the church is looking to see what it can do to stop the killing.
Every life is important. And then if you're killing me because I don't have money for you to rob me, what have we come to? And so I cry on behalf of the Bahamian people that we do our very best to slow and retard this movement of murder in our society.
Crossing over now to news from our number one industry, tourism officials say 2017 was a fruitful year for the Bahamas, while strong growth in the sector forecast for this year as well. Director General of Tourism Joy Jibrillou said, although the country is still in rebuilding mode following the recent hurricanes, new tourism developments and improved airlift from key markets played a pivotal role in boosting tourism figures.
The Bahamas had a tough second quarter of 2017. We rebounded strongly in the fourth quarter of 2017. And that growth, we have seen the first quarter, 18% growth across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in tourist arrivals. In fact, the highest on record. And yes, we are so proud of Bahama. We know that they've caused the properties on Nassau and Paradise Island to refresh, to rebrand, and that's created a buzz of vibrancy.
Meanwhile, officials at Bahamas Air say the airline is expected to become a cashless operation by the end of the year. Bahamas Air's managing director, Tracy Cooper, says the move will meet safety concerns, which keep the national flag carrier in line with current aviation trends.
We want to make sure, number one, persons are kind of skittish when they know people have money. They try to take it away from them at times. And to take away that temptation is a good thing for the airline. Also, too, that, you have cash leakage from time to time. And it's just better when you don't have to worry about handling cash. And Bahamas Air has so much multiple destinations of which we operate from. The ability to actually take care of those cash, and as you're aware, on the family violence, sometimes the banks are now closing down. So it leaves us with a little difficult position to be in.
Close to 100 students from schools across the capital graduated from the Technical Cadet Program at the Melia Nassau Beach All-Inclusive Resort last night. The program is a partnership between the Ministry of Education and stakeholders, Bahamas Power and Light Company, the Water and Sewerage Corporation, BTC, and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. The program was created to assist in pooling skilled young people in the hopes of addressing the country's employment demands. Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says the country is in dire need of skilled technical and vocational educators, as a number of them are getting ready to leave the profession.
We have a serious national skills deficit. Serious. Number two, we do not have enough Bahamians. Two things, enough Bahamian technical vocational teachers. Let me give you an example. We have 116 TVET teachers in the system. 41 are Bahamians. 41. More than half of those are about to retire. So you see the challenge we're in. Now listen, God bless those who come from elsewhere to serve our country in technical vocational education, but that cannot be our model.
Meanwhile, Cadet of the Year, Darren Sweeting, shared his experience.
As valedictorian of our graduating year, I can say that the past 3 years felt even longer than it should, as we endeavored to not only complete our regular schoolwork, but succeed in the Technical Cadet Corps program itself. Even though at times I felt that I was not putting my best foot forward, but because of the support and encouragement of my family, that I was able to be where I am tonight. Not only just me, but every graduate in this room has shown that their hard work was not in vain. As we embark on this journey to college and beyond, we have one message: we will not fail.
And congratulations to those students. Stay with us. Sports is next with Jonathan Benson. You're watching The News Leader.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evil. Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evil.
Carlton Bowleg. Now that Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands, what are your summer vacation plans?
Go to North Andros and the Berry Islands.
And there is no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the Family Islands from Nassau. Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the Family Islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the Family Islands today.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartend, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television.
I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app.
All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before it's over good.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Baseball Association officially launching its Andre Rogers Jr. Nationals. The tournament will be held June 21st to the 24th in Grand Bahama.
I wish to thank the former presidents, Greg Burris, Craig Kemp, and mostly Teddy Sweeten for their support staff for their work in promoting and developing the sport of baseball. The transitioning of this tournament from the auspices of the Bahamas Baseball Federation to the governing authority for baseball in the Bahamas Baseball Association speaks volume for the future of baseball in the Bahamas.
From the minor league baseball diamond yesterday, Todd Isaacs going 3 for 5 with a run scored as King County held off Chavez, Young, and Lansing 6-5 in 10 innings. Young finished that game hitless, going 0 for 5. Down in the Dominican Summer League, Keithron Moss 2 for 6, a triple, an RBI, and 3 runs scored in the Rangers 11-2 beatdown of the Pirates. Meantime, Devon Mackey 1 for 2, stealing his 4th base of the season. The Athletics lost to the Marlins, a final there of 14-9. On to the WNBA now. Jonquel Jones and the Connecticut Sun back on the floor tonight at home against the Washington Mystics. Jones and the Sun entered the game at 7-1, their best start in more than a decade. The Mystics just above 500 at 5-4. Our national basketball team left the capital today en route to Suriname for the FIBA Women's Caribbean Cup. They tip off play on Sunday, and head coach Wade Watson says he's very comfortable with the makeup of the squad.
I think we have a group of ladies who have shown that they're truly committed to the Bahamas Basketball Federation Women's Basketball Program. I really and truly want to publicly applaud them and commend them for the effort that they have done, because I'm somewhat considered a rigid taskmaster when it comes to coaching, and they've all responded positively. So at the end of the day, I think the makeup is very good. The attitudes are very good, and the commitment to the national team program has been excellent.
After breaking the country's junior national record in the 100 meters in 2015, Keanu Penniman was off to a promising start in his young athletics career. He enjoyed early success with the Purdue Boilermakers as well before injury sidelining the past couple of years, but now he's looking to get back on track.
I hope to make it my best, actually. I've had a rough time the last few years, but with the right support from the coaches, from the staff, from the people home as well, I believe that this season is going to be one of my best ones and that everyone should keep out and watch out for it.
That is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Starting June 14th, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas proudly presents the exciting games of the FIFA World Cup 2018 live from Russia. Watch all the thrilling action as 32 teams play for 64 heart-stopping matches in 11 different Russian cities until the sensational final match on July 15th in Moscow for the coveted place in the 2021 FIFA Confederations Cup competition. Tune into ZNS TV this June for the FIFA World Cup 2018 live from Russia, and be sure to contact your ZNS account executive or the ZNS sales office at 502-3800 to book your special FIFA World Cup 2018 sponsorship package.
The Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale was developed in 1971 by civil engineer Herbert Saffir and meteorologist Robert Simpson, who was the director of the U.S. National Hurricane Center. It was introduced to the public in 1973 and began to be widely used a year later. Inspired by the Richter scale that measures earthquakes, the Saffir-Simpson scale was divided into 5 categories. Originally, the Saffir-Simpson scale also included predicted barometric pressures associated with the various wind speeds, as well as the relative kinds of damage that could be anticipated. However, because those predictions were found to be very inaccurate, just a few years ago the warning system was changed to include only the wind speeds, which were also adjusted upwards in the higher categories. A Category 1 hurricane has wind speeds between 74 and 95 miles per hour. A Category 2, 96 to 110 miles per hour. A Cat 3, 111 to 129 miles per hour. A Cat 4, 130 to 156 miles per hour, and a Category 5 hurricane will have winds from 157 miles per hour and up. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Agency.
How passionate are you in what you're doing here?
Very passionate. I've not been good at a lot of things, but cooking is one thing that I put my best foot forward. Every time I step in the kitchen, I do not accept mediocrity. If it's bad before it goes up to the guests, it's not coming up. I'd rather have a dish come out to the guests late and right than on time and wrong.
Make sure to tune in to ZNS TV 13 each Saturday at 6 p.m. for Road to Russia 2018 FIFA World Cup.
This is the road to the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st through November 30th, when a hurricane alert is issued for your area, which indicates the possibility that you could experience hurricane conditions within 60 hours. You should begin the initial stages of preparation for the storm. When the storm is 48 hours away, a hurricane watch is issued. Once a watch is issued, be sure to get updates from the Met Office via television and radio. Get your battery-powered radio ready. Keep your emergency supply kit, blankets, and sleeping bags handy, and your children and pets indoors. Be sure you have extra cash and that your car has a full tank of gas. Fill all prescriptions. A hurricane warning means that a storm with winds of 74 miles per hour or more is 36 hours away. At this point, secure all windows with shutters and plywood. Place your valuables and records in waterproof containers and store them on the highest floor of your home or in the safest area. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas in conjunction with the National Emergency Management Agency.
In regional news, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, Bruce Golding, says blaming the Caribbean Community CARICOM Secretariat for the gaps in implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, or CSME, is unfair. Instead, he says the implementation of the region's flagship program is primarily the responsibility of national governments. The former Prime Minister addressed the matter as a member of a high-level panel that discussed the CSME during a two-day stakeholder consultation in Guyana. A Dominican Republic senator is accused of making millions of dollars from post-earthquake Haiti reconstruction projects that he never completed, has been sanctioned by the U.S. government for engaging in corrupt acts related to the rebuilding of Haiti following that country's devastating 2010 earthquake. Senator Felix Rosario and 5 companies owned or controlled by him have been sanctioned. The law allows the executive branch to administer visa bans and targeted financial sanctions against foreign individuals and entities responsible for committing human rights violations or engaging in corrupt activity. And a dozen teams are getting ready to participate in the highly anticipated Taste of the Caribbean culinary competition taking place June 22nd through 26th at the Hyatt Regency in Miami, Florida. Hosted by the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, countries like the Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Bonaire, Cayman Islands, Curacao, Jamaica, St. Lucia, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Turks and Caicos Islands have selected their best chefs and mixologists for this year's Taste of the Caribbean. The Regional Cultural Showcase also provides a forum for food and beverage professionals to gather practical information, develop skills, sample and purchase, strengthen and establish supplier relationships, as well as meet new vendors.
Time now for weather.
First look at whether upper-level winds continue to advance Sahara dust toward the west, and that is keeping a lid on tropical cyclone development in the Atlantic. But there's an area near the Yucatan Peninsula where we had consistent showers and thunderstorms taking place. The probability remains very low at about 5%, but over the next 5 days or so, that could elevate to about 20%. So we'll just keep our eyes on this area as it moves into the Gulf of Mexico. And then on the home front, we have that high pressure is collapsing, so you'll see lighter winds over the next couple of days. That, coupled with hot temperatures and those tropical moisture, will continue to fire pockets of showers and thunderstorms over parts of the northwest and central Bahamas. But outside of our studios, we are under cloudy skies, temperature 82 degrees, the relative humidity at 78%. The winds are out of the south-southeast at 7 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure, 1,019.0. That's 30.01 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather at 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
Thanks so much, Basil. That does it for First at 6. It's time now for a check on stories making news around the northern Bahamas.
We are their mentor. And when we live enough to see them succeed, then we know that we have done a great thing, because that's what we're here for.
Once we get to the kids and we can get Jesus in their heart, then if only we affect one child, that child goes to school in the neighborhood where they might have at least 30 children in the class, and time they spread that good joy, that would be tremendous.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
A tangible memorial in honor of the late Sir Albert Miller. A local youth leader fed up with the level of crime in the country and plans to observe the country's 45th independence celebrations underway.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, a memorial established in honor of the late Sir Albert Miller. The Fidelity Bank building houses several businesses and government departments, several of which have been greatly impacted by the former businessman. And now that building has been renamed in his honor.
Son of the late Sir Albert Miller, Russell Miller, says that he and his family are honored and grateful to all who have made the renaming possible. Miller says he believes the recognition is very fitting, as his father has made significant contributions to various businesses and departments within the newly named building.
It could not be a better occasion, a better event than to name the Fidelity Building in his honor, as that this building houses both the Ministry of Tourism and the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board, both of which my father was very involved in, and particularly on the Grand Bahama Island Tourism Board, served as its chairman for 25 years. So we are very grateful and appreciative, and I think it's only fitting that this building bears his name for what contributions he made to this.
And not only has Sir Albert made significant contributions to the tourism industry through those departments, but he also helped in the development of Fidelity on Grand Bahama. President Gregory Bethel says that Sir Albert offered exceptional advice and support as he, along with his business partners, worked to establish the banking institution on the island.
I am proud of my association with Fidelity because Sir Albert helped to make this all possible in guiding us here in Freeport, but in a personal way. I'm deeply honored to be able to pay this tribute to Sir Albert with the naming of the banking hall in his honor. So every time I walk through these doors, and I'm here every month for a few days, I will see that plaque, and I will remember my friend, my mentor, my coach, Sir Albert Miller.
Bethel says he also believes the renaming will inspire those that enter the banking institution.
And then the bonus of it is, because of Sir Albert's greatness and his legacy and the way he just overcame any obstacle, any challenge, and the way he was just extraordinarily the best, that puts pressure on my colleagues who work here in this branch, that every morning when they come to work, they're going to see Sir Albert's name there, and they will understand the standard to which we would hold them. To the family, thank you so much, because only family know the way you have to sacrifice when you have a great man and a great leader as your father.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, despite a reported downward trend in crime by the Minister of National Security during the first quarter of the year, a youth leader believes that the level of murder among the youth is unacceptable. Tonight, he is admonishing the Bahamian community to take a stand against crime.
And you are great. You are here for a purpose in this life, and it's not to die at a young age.
Founder of Reach Out Youth Organization, Dudley Said, says he is tired turning on the TV and hearing about another young person being gunned down, or opening the newspaper to see stories of senseless killings. He says at some point Bahamians have to get fed up and fight to take this country back.
I am very alarmed when you have gang killings then you pretty much could say you could, the gangs killing gangs. But when you see it start to be robbery, then you know that we really have a serious problem. 2 cab drivers got killed in Nassau, I think, less than in space of weeks. Right now, they don't want to say we have a crisis, but I've been saying we had this crisis for a while. What we continue to do is push it aside like a Band-Aid. When the cut heals, we move on.
The murder rate is just shy of 50 so far for the year, and the majority of the crime, according to statistics, involve young people between the ages of 18 to 35, whether assailants or victims. Said believes that many young men committing these heinous acts no longer value life.
We have over 4,000 churches in Nassau, 20 members of parliament in Nassau. There's no way we can allow, I call the enemy, to win. They're asking the government of the Bahamas, look for some people who are willing to work. Like myself, I am in the front line. If they want me to come to Nassau and put some programs in place so we could let these young men know their future bright and to let them know they have purpose. And I always said this, I used to be in a gang earlier in my life too. You can imagine if I had to die at a young age. Today, I'm impacting so many young men's lives in this country.
He says the time has come for these young men to realize their purpose.
Right now, people can't even go to the food store no more, and people can't go in a barber shop. You can imagine you're in a beauty salon and gunmen just taking their lives. There's too much bloodshed in this country. And I ask everyone to continue to pray because the enemy is winning this battle. We have a lot of good men, good people, but the few bad apples is destroying this country. And to see every night you're listening to the news, another young man died. So that means his seed is gone. Another generation is lost.
Said believes that for most persons, if something doesn't personally affect them, then they turn a blind eye.
I think we need to put all our heads together, the Christian Council. Businessmen, they need to put their money where their mouth is to continue to help us. And the government need to say, okay, I need help. There's nothing wrong with that. We can't assist if they don't want it. We're trying our best, but I know it could work with a collective effort if all of us put our heads together.
He's making this appeal.
I think we need to put all our heads together, the Christian Council. Businessmen, they need to put their money where their mouth is to continue to help us. And the government need to say, okay, I need help. There's nothing wrong with that. We can't assist if they don't want it. We're trying our best, but I know it could work with a collective effort if all of us put our heads together.
Also news from the crime beat, 19-year-old Eric Culmer of Basline pleading guilty today in the magistrate court to the charge of possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition. Now Culmer will be sentenced for the crime tomorrow. Meantime, police officials are advising parents to ensure that their kids are kept active and under proper supervision during this upcoming summer break. In just a matter of days, schools throughout the country will be officially closed. And ASP Teresita Pinder says parents should ensure that their children are involved in youth-related programs provided by the police, church, government, or any trusted organization.
Police summer camp is coming up in July. Then you have a lot of churches who have summer camps that are happening in our Grand Bahama community, and we're advising parents to allow the children, the smaller children, to go to the summer camp so they can be properly supervised and occupied. Now, in regards to the older children who may not be attending summer camps, we would advise parents to make sure that they are busy, kept very busy during the summertime, that you will find ways and means to keep them busy and to make sure that they are also supervised. Because around this time, during the summertime, you know that a lot of incidents happen in regards to children.
Now, she says if children are left home, they should be supervised by a trusted and responsible person.
Make sure the person who is supervising them are a credible person who they can be safe with, who you trust, who the child feels safe with, who they have no problem staying with. I always tell parents that when you find a child that is unwilling to go by someone that you deem to be safe, and they're fighting you and they don't want to go by this person, always be mindful that if the child is not willing or frightened to go by a certain person, acknowledge what that child is feeling and find out why that child may not want to go by that person. A child knows the difference between a safe touch, and a sexual touch. They might can't express their feelings. They might can't express it in words, but they might not want to go near that child, that person, or they're shy of going next to that person. So that's the time when the parents are supposed to take notice of these things. They should know their child, that if their child is acting strange, they should know that.
Well, Pinder also advises parents to ensure that their children are aware of emergency contact numbers, including 911. And the countdown is on to the Grand Bahama Homecoming Association Tyrus Riley concert. Answer this question on our Facebook page and you can win a ticket to the upcoming event. Here's the question. Which Robin Thicke song did Tyrus Riley cover? Once again, you can answer on our Facebook page and the winner will be announced at the end of the newscast. Stay with us. There's more news right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Make this Father's Day the best yet with gifts for Dad from Ace Hardware. Choose from their vast selection of Ace power and hand tools or automotive supplies. Pet supplies. Ace Hardware's got the perfect fishing rods and supplies for the big one. Then head to Ace Outdoor Living Department for patio furniture and accessories. And more. This Friday and Saturday only at Dolly Madison's Ace Tools, Outdoor Living, Pet Supplies, and Automotive Supplies Father's Day sale.
Come on down. Now.
Chimney, new government, give thanks. Sing it.
Yes, Freeport, that's Tyrus Riley, your singer. Do remember, June 16, have no fear. We will be there. Sing Tyrus Riley, niceness increase. You don't know it, already. The rain start the first one. That Jah works a blessing. Now watch out. The simple things, them are your blessings. So we're ready up this time. June 16, rock and forward in. Well clean.
Are your blessing, and you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes by your feet. Now pick and choose the friends where you keep. You now watch where you eat. When last you get a good sleep, the simple things are your blessings. Simple things are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better notice your blessing.
This month alone, I reduced my power bill by over $300 by purchasing a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utility Company. My power bill is now $16. Can you believe it?
There's another reason why owning a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utilities is right for you. Stop by today at number 8 Oak Street or call us at 225-0766 extension 106 and ask about our in-house financing or lease-to-own option. See you today.
Phenomenal. It is a phenomenal celebration of fatherhood, from a father's life-changing story, a gospel icon to champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Phenomenal is serving up hearty portions of love for a father's mind, body, and soul.
Phenomenal with Joan Davis Rolls.
Father's Day special is Friday at 8 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The countdown is on to the country's 45th anniversary of independence. This year's theme is Celebrate Bahamas. We've come this far by faith. A press conference was held in the office of the Prime Minister with representatives of the various government agencies to announce some of the activities that will be held from east to west. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says that this is the time for Grand Bahamians to focus on the country's history, struggles, and triumphs.
There will be ecumenical services in Sweetingski, in East End, in West End, and the Freeport Ecumenical Service will take place on the 8th of July at Calvary Temple Assembly of God. In the West, this year is a very special year. We will see a gospel concert, we will see Family Fun Day, and we will see a cultural extravaganza. There will also be a culture show Youth Splash, Wall of Fame in East, and a special gospel and cultural extravaganza in Sweeting Ski. In Freeport, we begin on Thursday, the 5th of July, with the Summer Gospel or Summer Gombe Festival at Tano Beach.
Now, events will begin on June 24th. On Friday, July 6th, though, National Pride Day and Flag Day will be celebrated. A flag ceremony will be held in Freeport at the Harold de Gregory Complex and at the Administrator's Office in the East and the West. But the minister says that the grand celebration will take place on July 9th on the Independence Park.
A major culture show, and this event, I know, is one event that I've been waiting for 5 years. And I'm sure that most Grand Bahamians have been waiting for, which is the big police tattoo.
Well, more professionals on Grand Bahama are now better prepared to deal with victims of substance addiction. The Grand Bahama Health Services and Public Hospitals Authority holding a graduation ceremony for the second cohort of professionals to undergo this training program. Megan Shepard explains.
The Grand Bahama Health Services hosting the Colombo Universal Treatment Curriculum for Substance Use Disorders training program for 15 professionals on the island that may have to work with persons that struggle with substance use disorders.
Altogether in Grand Bahama, we have trained 31 people as addiction professionals from various organizations and companies and areas relating to healthcare or anybody who may come in contact with persons who may have a substance use disorder.
Program coordinator Michelle Lundy says that facilitators are looking forward to participants being more knowledgeable in using science-based treatments to assist persons in the community.
The modules covered the history, the physiology of addiction, right? It also covered psychoeducation. It covered counseling skills. We learned about family, how family is affected. We learned assessment, treatment, and as I said before, counseling skills for persons with SUDs. We learned about advocating for them. We also talked about ethics, the ethics that addiction professionals must have to work in the field.
Pauline Bowen Forbes of the Department of Social Services and Ricardo Major of the Genesis Academy say they learned valuable tools to help them in their respective professions.
It stood out because I'm now able to know how to manage them, know what they're going through, especially those ones that are experimenting with drug use. And so this again enables me to be able to identify them and to point them in the right direction for help.
It is very important that we are very much equipped and ready to serve to the best of our abilities. This has really broadened my personal intelligence as it relates to various types of drugs and various types of use. You very much hear of the different use every day, but being able to sit with persons and work with them, especially in recovery, it's very important. So that is where I am able to play my role as a social worker.
As it relates to substance use disorders, Lundy says she wants the public to know that it is a lifelong battle for those that suffer.
Addiction, substance use disorder, it's a brain disease, okay? It's not about willpower. It's not something that they choose to do. It's actually a brain disease. As a result, their brain functions differently once they become addicted, okay? Because it's a disease, it can be treated, okay? In fact, it's a chronic illness. It's a chronic disease. So like any other chronic disease, it can be treated. It cannot be cured. Treatment has to be ongoing. There is no cure. I will state that again. There's no cure. You're not going to not be addicted afterwards. That infrastructure of addiction will always be there, but ongoing treatment, right, will help you deal and cope with it.
Participants were presented with certificates during the ceremony held at the Rands Memorial Hospital. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Megan. Well, we have an update tonight on Deshania Stubbs, the teenager who continues to battle with severe Blount's disease. ZNS News introduced you to Deshania back in 2016 as she was appealing for financial assistance needed to have corrective surgery. Well, much has transpired since then, and as our Kimberly Mullings tells us, Deshania is now facing another big decision.
The journey for Deshania Stubbs has not been an easy one. Nonetheless, the young fighter says it's been a good one. And since it's no longer as challenging as it used to be, Deshania says she can now see the light at the end of the tunnel. And for that, she's grateful.
It has been a little bit challenging because sometimes you do still walk like the brace is on. I still like that, so still training myself to walk normally, but other than that, the journey has been great.
Deshania recently made the decision to have a final surgery done on her leg.
The only reason I'm getting it is because of how I'm still a 1/4 inch shorter than the next leg. So now since they straighten it, the next one is longer than this one now. So they say you might as well do it. But when I get it done, it's not gonna be like I'm gonna have a big brace on again. Only gonna have 6 weeks after the surgery to be there to do therapy and everything. So it's about it. It ain't really a hard procedure. It's way better than the first one.
She's mentally prepared for the final procedure. Now that school is done, she'll travel to Tampa over the summer so that she could return to school on time in September.
Yes, I'm going to grade 12. Of course, I'm going to want to, enjoy my senior year without having to go back for follow-up or having to worry about surgery or anything no more. So after that, I'm just gonna finally enjoy the life of a normal teenager.
Deshania and her family are still in need of funds to sustain them while they're in Tampa, and a fundraiser is planned.
June 16th, gonna do just a little cookout, because while we're over there, we're gonna at least need accommodation sorted out. We're gonna at least need bills to pay for whatever medicine I'll need or something like that. So it's just for what we usually use it for, accommodations and whatever else, like rentals and stuff to get around and stuff like that.
As always, she's humbled by and grateful for the overwhelming amount of support received from the community.
I just want to thank everybody for still sticking around and still following up on the story. Because after everything is done, I'm going to get a book together. Yes, I'm going to get a book together. Working on it now. But I just thank y'all for still being by my side, still helping out every time you see me. And thank you for just being there. And I ask that you since I'm still needing and help, you still could be able to help me with everything.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Such an intelligent young lady. All the best, Deshania. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Welcome. Darcel asked, I have a teenage daughter who has recently told me she was pregnant. What are some of the health risks associated with teen pregnancy, and how can I promote proper prenatal health? Thanks for your question, Darcel, and I am most certain that there are many parents that share a similar situation as you do. Pregnancy can be one of the most difficult experiences that a teenage girl can ever face. Understanding how to support your daughter as she deals with pregnancy is extremely important. Pregnant teens and their babies are at a higher risk of experiencing various health problems than those who are older. The most common complications for pregnant teens, particularly for those who are younger than the age of 15, as well as those who do not receive prenatal care, include anemia, high blood pressure, and preterm labor. Babies who are born to teen mothers are more likely to be born prematurely and have a low birth weight. A pregnant teen can improve her chances of having a healthy baby by taking good care of herself. If you or someone you know has a teenage daughter that is pregnant, help is available. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Now we have a winner. Stay tuned to the end of tonight's newscast to see if that winner is you. Stay with us to check on sports when we come back.
A Social Affair invites you this Sunday, June 17th, to Father's Day brunch featuring the Cooling Waters. Call 602-6292 or 727-6292 for reservations or hotel pickup.
I'm Hugh Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. After 30 years in this industry, testing hundreds of pest control products, none has impressed me more than Vape. Vape 90-Day Mosquito Destroyer, Vape Aerosol, and Vape Mosquito Coil. Vape is the only spray that you will find in my house and my mother's house, and it should be the only one in yours. In pest control, there are only two names to remember: Vape and Budget Pest Control.
Chimney, new government, give thanks. Sing it.
Yes, Freeport, that Irish Riley, your singer. Do remember, June 16, have no fear. We will be there. Sing Tyrus Riley, niceness increase. You don't know it, Gary, the rain start the first one. That Jah works a blessing. So watch out. The simple things them are your blessings. So we're ready up this time. June 16, rock and forward in. Well clean.
Are your blessing, and you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes by your feet. Now pick and choose the friends where you keep. You now watch where you eat. When last you get a good sleep, the simple things are your blessings. Simple things are your blessing, your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better notice your blessing.
Be a part of the Down Home experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul.
Topping sports, the Grand Bahama Secondary Schools Athletic Association acknowledging Tabernacle Falcons as one of the top schools. The students were recently awarded for their athletic achievements. Let's go to Kimberly Mullings for this report.
The Tabernacle Falcons held their awards presentation with Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest among special guests. Minister Turnquest recognized the students for their achievements and placed special emphasis on the young men, encouraging them to make friends with people who are like-minded.
There's a saying that buzzards fly with buzzards and eagles fly with eagles. It's true. Because if you hang around with people who don't mean you any good, but for the moment, you can end up with a stained reputation that will live with you forever.
The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, was also in attendance, admonishing the students to cherish moments such as these and to hold fast to the Christian values they were taught.
I can tell you from my own life, every poor decision that I've made has been when I've walked from underneath the umbrella of salvation, when I tried to do it my way instead of God's way.
A special presentation was given to Coach and Administrator Norris Bain from the PTA and staff of the Academy for his dedication over the years. He's said to be one of the first inductees into the Tabernacle Baptist Hall of Fame. He commended the athletes on a job well done.
The very first question that a coach asks us after he sees your athletic prowess is, how are you in the classroom? How are your grades? And that's one of the things that I'm especially proud of with the young boys that are sitting here.
The Falcons also received their championship rings for the Tip-Off Basketball Classic and the National Championship rings. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Soul Sports.
Of course, we say congratulations to the boys and girls of Tabernacle, and as they say it at Tabby, we make this look so easy. That's a check on sports.
More on Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
When you need a warm, filling meal, head to KFC for a hot, juicy, flaky chicken pot pie. Individual sized, freshly baked, chunky chicken pot pie loaded with tender pieces of delicious KFC chicken, green peas, hearty carrots, potatoes, and a thick and savory home-style sauce. Covered with a golden crust. chicken pot pie. Available at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
This hurricane season, you can have light when the power is off with Solar Up Bahamas. Find out more about commercial and residential solar systems and lighting. Phone 727-4237.
Hi, I'm Glendia Sweeting.
And I'm Alex Thompson.
Join us each week on Grand Bahama's Best Talk Show, Focus Forward, sponsored by the Invest Grand Bahama unit of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
You'll get to hear from the port executives, find out about the positive projects going on throughout the island. You'll be on top of all the great community events, and of course, we'll have a featured local business each week.
It's going to happen right here on ZNS Television Network. If you want to stay on the pulse, you have to focus forward.
So our question tonight was, which Robin Thicke song did Tarrus Riley cover? And the answer to that question was Superman. Our winner for tonight is none other than Brianna Ritchie. You can come by our ZNS studios to pick up your ticket. And a special hello to Tiffany Adams over there in Florida. We hope you're having a great one. That's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Arkeson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Coming up in the National Report, Tourism Boost. Tourism's Director General says we've recorded significant numbers in our #1 industry. Millions owed. The Minister of Education revealing the latest funds owed to the Education Loan Authority. Technical achievement. We'll introduce you tonight to the latest graduates of the Technical Cadet Corps program. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Tourism officials reporting good news for our #1 industry. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. It's always good to see you. Officials from the Ministry of Tourism say 2017 was a fruitful year for the Bahamas, while strong growth in the sector forecasted for this year as well. Director General of Tourism Joy Jibrillou said this morning that although the country is still in rebuilding mode from the recent hurricanes, new tourism developments and improved airlift from key markets played a pivotal role in boosting our tourism figures.
The Bahamas had a tough second quarter of 2017. We rebounded strongly in the fourth quarter of 2017. And that growth, we have seen the first quarter, 18% growth across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in tourist arrivals. In fact, the highest on record. And yes, we are so proud of Bahama. We know that they've caused the properties on Nassau and Paradise Island to refresh, to rebrand, and that's created a buzz of vibrancy.
The Tourism Director General said the ability of the tourism industry to recover quickly from both known and unforeseen stressors will depend on product quality and service excellence, the necessary infrastructure, and a cultural element to improve competitiveness. Ms. Jibrillou said increased focus will also be placed on customer service to ensure the sector remains viable.
What we have discovered is that people actually don't mind paying the cost if they get great service. So if they have a great experience, they go and tell everyone they had the best time. It's when they feel they've gotten poor service at a high cost that they complain. What I spoke about is the public-private sector now saying, let's come together, work on this collaboratively, so that it's no longer just the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation working in isolation to try and train up our frontline staff or train up all people within the industry, but we're doing it collectively.
Also, the national airline moving to a new direction. Officials at Bahamas Air say the airline is expected to become a cashless operation by the end of the year. Bahamas Air's Managing Director Tracy Cooper says the move will meet safety concerns, which will keep the national flag carrier in line with current aviation trends.
We want to make sure, number one, persons are kind of skittish when they know people have money. They try to take it away from them at times. And to take away that temptation is a good thing for the airline. Also, too, that, you have cash leakage from time to time. And it's just better when you don't have to worry about handling cash. And Bahamas Air has so much multiple destinations of which we operate from. The ability to actually take care of those cash, and as you're aware, on the family violence, sometimes the banks are now closing down. So it leaves us with a little difficult position to be in.
Cooper said an educational campaign will be launched by Bahamas Air to raise awareness among travelers on the new initiative.
Bahamas Air is working right now with several industry partners locally on how to set up some cash handling dispensers at the airports. And we're hoping that by the end of this year that we would have this all incorporated. Obviously, we don't want to provide a shock to the traveling public, right? So we want to make sure that as we do it, that we advise the traveling public what is happening, how to then use their funds in the new system. And once we are comfortable that the public is okay with that, then we will do a full changeover.
Crossing over now to news from the crime beat, a prison officer is still fighting for life in hospital after he was shot on Cox Street, that's off Grant Street in Fox Hill last evening. Also, another man pronounced dead on the scene of that crime. Despite initially reporting that the second victim in last evening's Fox Hill shooting had died, police said medical personnel was able to revive the man, who is now listed in hospital in critical condition. Police also reporting the two men had been sitting home in the front of a home when a silver vehicle approached and fired on the group, injuring two men before speeding. Now, this incident brings the country's murder count to 47 for the year. Here is the police's press liaison officer, Superintendent Shanta Knowles.
Shortly after 5 p.m. yesterday, police officers responded to Cox Street in Fox Hill after receiving reports that two persons had been shot. Upon our arrival, we received information that a group of men were sitting under a tent just in front of a home at Cox Street when a silver vehicle pulled up. Occupants of that vehicle opened fire on the men, injuring two of them before speeding away. Paramedics were called to the scene. One male was confirmed deceased at the scene. A second was transported to hospital where he is listed in critical condition. We are asking members of the public, especially those within the Fox Hill community, who may have any information that can assist us in solving this latest homicide, to please give us a call on our Crime Stoppers line. The number is 328-8477. That's 328-TIPS. At the Central Detective Unit at 502-9991 or 2, or our emergency numbers 911-919. We thank you so much for your assistance in the past matters, and we ask that you continue to partner with us as we work to make our communities much safer.
The Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, extended condolences on behalf of his ministry on the death of A.F. Adderley Junior High School senior guard, 65-year-old Errol Williams, who was shot and killed on the school's campus early Tuesday morning. Minister Lloyd says Williams was not robbed, but was simply a victim of senseless violence.
Our community is deeply saddened by this. It has been shaken. Of course, as you know, Mr. Speaker, these young people who serve our community as security agents are at times placed in vulnerable circumstances, which we seek to address, and we will do so very urgently. They are performing, in many instances, tasks which are unenviable, but are required. And as we advance in technology, the need for their exposure, we expect, will be substantially reduced.
Police need your help tonight to find 57-year-old Godfrey Wilson of St. Joseph Street, who was reported missing on Tuesday, April 10th. You can take a look at his picture on your screen. Now, police describe Wilson as standing 5 feet 7 inches tall with a medium build. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of 57-year-old Godfrey Wilson is asked to contact police immediately. We can also tell you tonight that the life of 7-year-old Cameron Cooper was remembered during a recent vigil in the Wilson Tract community. Family, friends, and supporters marched through the area to remember a life gone too soon. Cooper was shot, according to police, while on his way to school last week by a gunman reportedly aiming to hit another man. One of the organizers of the vigil, Ezekiel Munnings, noted that the goal was to assemble the men of the community to become leaders.
We've connected with other males who are saying enough is enough. We must band together, strengthen our men to take a stand and be more responsible. Yes. And so the goal is now with the workshops, seminars, we go to church groups and talk about male issues. But now we feel the need to really come among people, feel what they're feeling, and give them hope again.
Another organizer, Vincente Roberts, believes the men need to play a more meaningful role in our society.
The strategy that we're proposing is where the men take the lead, simply because the women are tired. They have been working too hard on our behalf to keep our families together, to take care of our children when men have fallen away from the plate. And it's time for us as men to stand and be counted and to be men and not boys.
Coming up, the Minister of Education tells Parliament why financial isn't available for some students. And another Free National Movement MP declares that he opposes the proposed value-added tax hike. We're just getting started here on the National Report. We'll see you on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell & Letty, designed for extra miles.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
Accepted. You're always sharing everything. You share the umbrella, the weekend, the blanket, and even your favorite towel. We know that you always share, but not KFC's genuine big box, made fresh for only you, with 2 pieces of chicken, 2 spicy wings, coleslaw, fries, biscuit, a cookie, and a soda, all for just $10 including VAT. Easy to enjoy, hard to share.
Let's celebrate our islands. Cheers to the new world. The Hopetown Lighthouse and Bahama Parrot. Coral Gardens of Acklins and Crooked Island. Let's celebrate Andros. Let's celebrate the Grand Bahama Shipyard. Sport fishing in Bimini. The sweet sounds of Rake and Scrape. Eleuthera Sweet Pineapple. Our world-famous swimming pigs. Let's celebrate our national bird. Let's celebrate Long Island. Our sea turtles in Mayaguana. John Canoe. Let's celebrate Ragged Island. Click, the beer of the Bahamas, celebrating 30 years.
There are stamps for mailing, even rubber and ink stamps, but there's only one stamp that saves you money, and you only get them at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs 15-ounce can, $1.09. Whole chicken wings, $1.59 per pound. Rainbow corned beef 12-ounce can, $1.89. Libby whole kernel corn or sliced beets 15-ounce size, 99 cents. Sweet peaches, $1.99 per pound. Carolina Pride hams 10-ounce size, $2.99. Quality stamps only at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
In news in the courts, testimony in the Frank Smith bribery and extortion trial heated up in the Supreme Court today as the defense cross-examined a police corporal on the call log evidence and bill statements between the complainant, Barbara Hanna, and the accused, Frank Smith, provided by the Bahamas Telecommunications Company. LaDon Davis was in court for the proceedings and has the details in this report.
A police officer took the witness stand in the Frank Smith bribery and extortion case on Wednesday. Defense attorney Damian Gomez QC cross-examined Police Corporal Corey Adderley, who told the court that he obtained call log evidence from Superintendent Johnson on July 25, 2017 at 2 p.m. Attorney Gomez told the courts that call log records presented in court revealed that calls were made between January 8th and July 21st, 2017 from the accused, Frank Smith, to the complainant, Barbara Hanna, but attorney Gomez later questioned that a bill statement addressed to Barbara Hanna suggested the opposite, and that it was Hanna who made the calls to Smith, and that there was a conflict between the bill and the call log. Gomez also said in court that 11 calls were made from Smith's cell phone on July 19th, 6 calls on July 20th, and 14 calls on July 21st. But Gomez says the accused, Frank Smith, was in police custody until the evening of July 21st. Corporal Corey Adderley said he was given data from the call log, and from that data, he made his assessments. Additionally, during further cross-examination, attorney Gomez said he looked at the bill and calculated that some 64 calls were passed between the respective numbers, and added that only 5 calls were made by Frank Smith to Barbara Hanna on 5 occasions. Corporal Adderley responded, "No, sir, 106 calls between the two were made." Mr. Gomez fired back, stating that based on the billing statement from BTC, that 59 calls were made from Hanna's cell phone to the accused. Gomez also brought to Adderley's attention if he had any knowledge of a disc being modified on August 4th. Adderley responded, "No, sir," and that he was surprised that he hadn't seen it before now. The complainant, Barbara Hanna, was expected to appear in court at 2:30 on Wednesday, but was a no-show. A BTC engineer and Leslie Isaacs from the Public Hospitals Authority are expected to testify when the trial resumes on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
From the courts, we cross over now to news from Parliament. Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says he fully supports the 2018-2019 budget. He revealed this morning some details about education and why millions of dollars are still owed to the Education Loan Authority.
Education Minister, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, revealed in his budget contribution Wednesday that many students seeking scholarship assistance are being turned away due to the current financial standing of the Education Loan Authority. Minister Lloyd says government had hoped to revive the loan program under the Education Loan Authority, but it is not possible because $100 million is still owed to the authority, despite offering an incentive for borrowers to catch up. He says 498 of the some 5,000 participants have paid off their loans.
The authority has had to initiate action against stubbornly delinquent borrowers who have refused every effort at an amicable solution. As a result, there are hundreds of students that graduate every year, many who do not have the financial means to continue their tertiary educational pursuits, many of whom are turned away because we simply do not have the money in the scholarship, not the loan, scholarship division. We have 5,000 applicants every year, Mr. Speaker, for scholarships, and we only are able to give out 561 scholarships.
Minister Lloyd revealed, though, that millions of dollars are still owed to the Education Loan Authority.
Thousands of Bahamians owe approximately $100 million to the authority. Wow. $100 million. 2016, the government gave an incentive that was to run for 12 months. It was designed to address the delinquencies and rewards to those borrowers who were paying or genuinely wanted to honor their obligations. This was a grace period during which no interest would be applied to the loans. During this 12-month period, borrowers who wished to pay off their loans in full would settle their loans by repaying the principal only, and all interest and related charges would be forgiven. To date, 498 over the sum of the some 5,000 have paid off their loans through the incentive program.
The education minister also noted that he fully supports the 2018-2019 budget and is proud of the guts government has shown in introducing it. He says the country has maxed out its credit card and is on the brink of disaster if serious decisions are not made. Minister Lloyd, addressing the opposition, says he or the rest of the minister's administration can be threatened about the next election because their concern is not about an election, but they are focused on rescuing the country.
Elections will take care of themselves, Mr. Speaker. Us and our children and our grandchildren have to live here. We have nowhere to go. I would rather lose an election any day than to lose my Bahamas and beautiful Bahamas. Jokes! So waste your time, not threaten me about no elections.
Right.
I am here to rescue the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, as I have been doing all my life.
In his contribution, Member of Parliament for Golden Isles, Vaughn Miller, said he takes a stand against the government's intention to increase value-added tax to 12%. He joins Free National Movement members of Parliament Frederick McAlpine and Reece Chipman, who shared similar comments recently.
12% is too much, too soon. So Golden Isles cannot support the 60% VAT increase from 7.5% to 12%. It is too aggressive. It is too much. It is too soon.
Job cuts are looming at the Water and Sewerage Corporation. Executive Chairman and Member of Parliament for Long Island, Adrian Gibson, recently announced planned changes at the corporation in the House of Assembly, some of which he says began with the dismissal of former General Manager Glenn LaVille, who has been replaced by longtime employee Elwood Johnson. Gibson says more reforms are pending to improve the corporation's efficiency.
The Board of Directors will soon embark upon a right-sizing exercise, offering voluntary separation packages for water and sewage employees. Notably, the average age at water and sewage is nearly 50. Mr. Speaker, the Board of Directors has also instructed Ferron Bethel of Harry B. Sands to embark upon a number of lawsuits emanating from the forensic audit report. Likewise, the Office of the Attorney General has been written, and criminal prosecutions are anticipated in the not-too-distant future.
Minister of the Environment and Housing, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, announcing in his budget contribution the importance of reestablishing the Environmental Court. The Environmental Court will deal with issues surrounding unsanitary as well as unkept properties throughout the country.
The Department of Environmental Health Services will reestablish the Environmental Court, Mr. Speaker. Consequently, and in preparation for this, 15 officers have been trained. Mr. Speaker, during the next budget cycle, DHS will be beefing up its community monitoring program. Immediate focus will be given to environmental nuisances that will be swiftly rectified voluntarily or through prosecution, Mr. Speaker, in the Environmental Court. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I hereby place the public on notice that effective September 1st, 2018, we shall and we will begin.
Close to 100 students from schools across the capital graduated from the Technical Cadet Corps program at the Million Nassau All-Inclusive Resort last night. The program is a partnership between the Ministry of Education, the Bahamas Power and Light Company, the Water and Sewerage Corporation, BTC, and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. The program was created to assist in pooling skilled young people to address the country's employment demands. Minister of Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, says the country is in dire need of skilled technical and vocational educators, as a number of them are getting ready to leave the profession.
We have a serious national skills deficit. Serious. Number two, we do not have enough Bahamians. Two things, enough Bahamian technical vocational teachers. Let me give you an example. We have 116 TVET teachers in the system. 41 are Bahamians. 41. More than half of those are about to retire. So you see the challenge we're in. Now listen, God bless those who come from elsewhere to serve our country in technical vocational education, but that cannot be our model.
The education minister also discussed the possibilities of a new program he's expected to implement from Germany to assist students specializing in technical and vocational studies.
As valedictorian of our graduating year, I can say that the past 3 years felt even longer than it should as we endeavored to not only complete our regular schoolwork, but succeed in the Technical Cadet Corps program itself. Even though at times I felt that I was not putting my best foot forward, but because of the support and encouragement of my family, that I was able to be where I am tonight. Not only just me, but every graduate in this room has shown that their hard work was not in vain. As we embark on this journey to college and beyond, we have one message: we will not fail.
The Bahamas and the United States of America officially resumed the third round of discussions on the delimitation of the maritime boundary between the two countries on Monday. A Ministry of Foreign Affairs release indicated that these discussions follow talks in 2013 when senior technical officials in sea and maritime affairs met with U.S. officials in Washington, D.C. The country's official archipelagic baselines, which are used to determine the country's maritime zones, were submitted to the United Nations by the government on December 11, 2008. Because maritime entitlements overlap with those of other countries, international law, as reflected in United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea, required the countries delimit those boundaries with neighboring countries by agreement. An agreement with the Republic of Cuba was achieved on October 3, 2011. Now, an agreed boundary will promote the effective management of maritime resources and the protection and preservation of the marine environment, as well as play a critical role in assisting Bahamian and American law enforcement agencies to effectively carry out their duties.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your World Fidelity Business News Wednesday. The Central Bank of the Bahamas is seeking feedback on the bank's proposals to repeal and replace the Central Bank of the Bahamas Act 2000 with the draft Central Bank of the Bahamas Bill 2018. The new bill is expected to consolidate and modernize the laws governing the central bank and provide for the continuance of the central bank's functions, powers, and duties. The Central Bank of the Bahamas invites the public's comments on the proposed legislation to be submitted no later than July 31st to the bank's policy unit. In other business news, the Keep Grand Bahama Clean Committee partnered with AML Foods, more specifically Solomon's, and more than 15 other operators to take its message of conservation to Grand Bahama shoppers. They assisted with the distribution of reusable grocery bags to customers, hoping to reduce the number of single-use plastic bags impacting the environment. Reusable Solomon's branded bags were distributed over 2 days at the company's Seahorse Plaza in Lucaya. And in international business news, in raising its benchmark overnight lending rate 0.25 percentage point to range between 1.75% and 2%, the U.S. Federal Reserve dropped its pledge to keep rates low enough to stimulate the U.S. economy for some time and signaled it would tolerate above target inflation at least through 2020. The U.S. Federal Reserve has raised rates 7 times since late 2015 on the back of the U.S. economy's continuing expansion and solid job growth. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News Wednesday.
Here we are nearly at the end of the school year, but before the bell rings, classes are dismissed and these students head on their long summer holidays. The Connection has stopped by one of BTC's adopted schools, the Doris Johnson Senior High School, where we are going to award some of this school's star students.
Being a student of the month takes a lot of hard work. I came over here over a year ago. So being a student of the month is actually overwhelming because I never get prizes and everything like that when I was in Nigeria, even if I did my best, but there are also people that do more than what I do. But over here, it just came onto me, and I would say it's God's plan for me or something.
In order to be a star student, you have to stay focused.
Know how you can save more money, save more time, earn more interest, and have more for the future? The solution is an account from Fidelity Bank. With our ASU Savings, fixed deposits, and preferred client program, you can get free financial advice from our team of experts, competitive interest rates, and free online banking for simple and safe banking.
You have to find ways to get
members. You would call us at the number 698-2126, let us know what tier you're on, and then we'll work from there. So the discount will be applied to whatever you purchase from us. Normally the delivery time is within a day. You call your order in and then it's delivered the next day. But we wanted to align ourselves with a company that is as innovative as Alive. You know, they're a young upstart company, and we just felt that we would want to be on board with a company that's doing big things in the Bahamas.
And now, up-to-the-minute financial insights and advice from RBC Finco with the RBC Mortgage Minute.
Hi, I'm Toriano Lloyd, and I'm an RBC Finco mortgage specialist. Owning a home of your own or even a second home can be a dream come true. It's a big financial commitment and one of the best investments you will ever make. It will provide you and your family with comfort, enjoyment, and financial security for many years to come. Down the road, you can use the equity in your home to secure financing to help you realize other goals, to renovate, invest, or finance your children's education. We're the mortgage specialists, and we're ready to help you every step of the way. At RBC Finco, it's all about you.
That was the RBC Mortgage Minute. To learn more, please call or visit your nearest RBC Finco branch. It's all about you.
Bounty and Charmin will have you winning and grinning.
Yes!
Buy these products and enter to win these prizes.
Nice!
Win and grin with Bounty and Charmin today.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
With crime seemingly on the rise, many are fearful, just hoping and praying that they or their loved one doesn't become the next victim. Knowing how to defend yourself could be the key to survival. But who do you call? Sieska Adderley has the answer.
Give me your money.
It's a horrifying situation to be in, but what should your next move be? Because it's critical.
I'm going to demonstrate defending from somebody with a handgun in front of you to your face.
Give me your money.
Hand goes up, down. Weapon is taken away.
But what if it all goes awry?
You won't have to go with him. Go with him, okay? You may have to try to do something else. This. Okay? And notice the weapon is always pointed at him. Okay? Take the weapon away.
And this is why Sensei Reno Culmer
is urging Bahamians to learn self-defense techniques so that you know what to do whether you're held up at gunpoint or attacked.
Hold down, turn it, just like that. And push down with the right hand. Push down. On the elbow, on the elbow, on the elbow. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Left knee goes in the shoulder. Right. Now take his left arm, his right arm, put your knee back in the shoulder. Bring his right arm towards me. Towards me. Now he is not what that means, he is in pain.
It may not be something we want to think about, but always remember that it's better to be safe than sorry, and these techniques could save you or someone else's life. If you have any other consumer-related issues, call me at 502-3871, and together we'll figure out who to call. C.S. Scatterly, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sieska. Stay with us. Family Island weather and sports is up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan, and the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
A flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
Life is filled with choices. Every choice we make has a consequence. Whether big or small, financial choices have more lasting consequences than most. When we make sound financial choices, we improve our relationship with money and set ourselves up for financial success. Visit GetMoneySmartBahamas.com and learn how to get money smart today.
There's only one place to find it all, and it's right here at the Builders Mall, where our friendly staff will provide you with everything your project needs.
From electrical supplies to lighting design.
An array of bathroom and plumbing fixtures.
Tools, lumber, shingles, and roofing materials.
Everything for the contractor.
Or the do-it-yourselfer. For the perfect finishing touch, it's the Paint Center.
For a rainbow worth of colors, try Valspar Premium Paint.
Along with Minmax stains to help you finish the job.
Come, stop by next door at Tile King.
And browse an exquisite selection of tiles from around the world.
Plus, granite countertops and medallions.
Setting materials on a full line of Ruby tools for the wall, floor, patio, or pool.
Our standard is superior customer service.
And we are guaranteed to provide you with everything you need and more.
So don't waste time running from place to place.
Find it all at Builders Mall.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
The performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
It's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas, and Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Altoise. In our second look at weather, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family of Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 73 degrees in Freeport, 73 in Grand Torquay, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 75. Here in the capital, 82 degrees, Harbor Island 81. 82 in Roxanne, Lutra, Otterstown, Cat Island, Stanley Key in the Exuma Chain, Camp Space, South Andrews, and Fresh Creek in Central Andrews, all at 81 degrees. More 81s in San Salvador and Rum Key in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island, 81s as well. Betsy Bay, Mayaguana, Acklands, 82 degrees, in Matthewtown, Inagua, 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern Bahamas, the winds will be southeast at 10 to 15 knots. That means the wave heights will be around 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it's going to be high at 7:25 this evening. For the central and southeastern islands, southeast winds 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet, and that constitutes a caution flag. And then tomorrow, in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds fall off light and variable with very flat seas around 3 feet or less over the ocean. High tide 7:45 in the morning, low tide at 1:52 in the afternoon. And for the central Bahamas, the winds will be southeast at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, and taking you into the southeast Bahamas, winds stiffer a bit, southeast at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet, with caution flags for the southeastern islands only. And then as we go into Friday for the northwestern islands, those light and variable winds and flat seas will continue. High tide 8:39 in the morning, low tide at 2:45 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, a southeast flow at 10 to 15 and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your travel forecast, and your travel forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Saw you with your boyfriend just the other night. He had you snatched up, y'all really, really tight. I'm not the kind of fella who like OPP, but I must admit, y'all, I feel a little jealousy. Every time I see ya, I break the golden rule. I had a crush on you, gal, from we was in high school. But homeboy beat me to the deal because I never
That's brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 15 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Talking to your child about sex doesn't have to be difficult or embarrassing. Have the conversation early and often. Your home will become a safe and comfortable environment for your child to ask questions. Your child needs to hear accurate information about sex from you. This includes the basics: vaginal, oral, and anal sex, birth control, sexual assault, sexual molestation, and your family's moral beliefs. Your child needs to know that he or she can talk with you about sex. They can talk with you about their changing bodies, their feelings, their concerns, and their confusion. You don't have to know all of the answers to their questions. However, you should be willing to help them find those answers. Help them do the research. When you don't know the answers, you want to be approachable. You want them to feel comfortable talking with you about sex. Don't wait until your child asks you about sex before you find the right words. Plan ahead at every age and stage. Be prepared to discuss all kinds of sexual activity as well as same-sex relationships. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean, banking that fits your life.
Battery and Tire Specialists, now even bigger and better. We carry the largest selection of quality name brand tires, batteries, and lubricants for automotive, marine, and heavy-duty equipment with long-lasting batteries like Duracell, AC Delco, Premium Power, and Decker. We also retail and wholesale large selection of Valvoline motor oil. Come on in and visit Battery and Tire Specialists and the new 5-Bay Wheel Alignment Center at the junction of 7th Terrace and East Avenue, Centerville. Or call us at 242-328-0486. Battery and Tire Specialists. We keep you moving.
To feel fresh and dry all day long, use Always Dailies. Now when you buy any 2 packs of Dailies liners, you can enter to win a Samsung S6, Jumbo gift cards, or cash prizes. Buy Always Dailies and enter to win.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Bahamas Baseball Association officially launching its Andre Rogers Junior Nationals in Grand Bahama June 21st through the 24th. All the affiliated leagues will compete, making it the largest ever. That's some 30 teams, making up more than 380 players. This year, the divisions have also been restructured. They are now under 8, under 12, under 8, under 10, under 12, under 14, under 16, and under 18.
We've been in contact with the various leagues. Everybody is excited, gearing up for the tournament. I'm serving as a tournament director, so hopefully I don't have any gray hairs coming out of the tournament. The rules are out. Obviously, questions are you're going back and forth with respect to various aspects of the tournament. But I'm looking forward to having a very fruitful and productive tournament. We have out of Grand Bahama, we have the Grand Bahama Little League, Legacy Baseball, and Rising Stars. We have the Eleuthera Baseball League. They will be there as well with 2 teams. Central Abaco, have a team out of Central Abaco, 4 out of North Abaco. Out of New Providence, we have Community Baseball League. We have Freedom Farm taking 5 teams. Junior Baseball League of Nassau will be taking 6 teams. Grand Bahama Little League, as I mentioned earlier, they're bringing 6 teams. Legacy, it's 3 or 4 teams, and Rising Star will have 1 team.
Our ladies national basketball team left the capital today en route to Suriname for the FIBA Women's Caribbean Cup. They tip off play on Sunday. Head coach Wade Watson says he's very comfortable with the makeup of the squad.
I think we have a group of ladies who have shown that they're truly committed to the Bahamas Basketball Federation Women's Basketball Program. I really and truly want to publicly applaud them and commend them for the effort that they have done, because I'm somewhat considered a rigid taskmaster when it comes to coaching, and they've all responded positively. So at the end of the day, I think the makeup is very good. The attitudes are very good, and the commitment to the national team program has been excellent. We have speed in the backcourt. We have some levels of youth in the backcourt as well as our front court. Our front court is very, very dynamic. We have Shalonda Neely, Brittany Harrison, Ashley Moss, those players who are very, very experienced. Tracy Lewis, who are very experienced and played at this level before. And I believe they'll be able to provide us with some of the levels of competitiveness that we need to in order to compete against those teams that we're going to be faced with in the next week or so.
After breaking the country's junior national record in the 100 meters in 2015, Keanu Penniman was off to a promising start in his young athletics career. And while he enjoyed early success with the Purdue Boilermakers, injuries have sidelined him the past couple of years.
Overcoming it has been very difficult, actually, because there's been a lot of times where I've been down, thinking bad about it, thinking like there's no positive outcome. But with countless talks and prayers to God, to my coaches at school, and Mr. Cawley right there, they've each told me that I shouldn't give up and that I'm here for a reason. And I've gotten signs from God to keep pushing, keep going forward. And the rehab has actually been a pretty good sign too, because I've been able to overcome certain minimalistic pains that's been hurting me, and I've been able to overcome them. And certain parts of my muscle that was weak is now getting stronger. So I take all of that as a sign to keep moving forward.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture recently reviewed its subvention program and the national sports policy. A meeting was then held 2 weeks ago with all the relevant federations, and now that final paperwork will be presented to Cabinet in a matter of weeks.
The public will have a chance during the course of the summer to see the full subvention program as it has been revised. But let me remind the public that if you have an absence of athletes from any sport, that is a function by and large of the local federation. The way the process works is the federation makes the recommendation of the players who would fall in the developmental stage, that is, persons who are on the rise. Then you would have those that are already considered elite athletes. Those are the persons that would make up the subvention program.
The start of the college football season is just a couple of months away, and the son of the soil will be looking to make an impact in hopes of one day playing in the NFL.
A very good friend of mine, Andrew Fry, is a stepson who's from the Jones family, Jones Construction, Chris Ferguson. And Chris was staying with me in the Luther last weekend. It was his graduation present. And he's going back to do a Masters. He has some eligibility for the Cincinnati Bearcats. And left tackle, 300 pounds, 6'5", and hardly an ounce of fat on him.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
We'll be with you through new beginnings and sunset endings, through toil and many tears, through the joys and many fears. For all of life's ever-changing moments, trust J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers for all of your insurance needs. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Little Generals on East Street South is well known for the best quality and lowest prices on all your grocery and houseware needs. Little Generals has a large selection of meats, produce, dairy items, water and juices, all your favorite snacks, housewares, vegan products, gourmet items, and health supplements. Anything you can think of, it's all sold right here at Little Generals. Little Generals also provides the best customer service, making you want to come back again and again. So visit Little Generals today on East Street South. Call 325-5798.
Good night, BTC family. It's Julian Believe, and we're back with another BTC Tech Tip.
Yeah, I got a call saying BTC is putting fiber in my neighborhood, but I don't even know what fiber is.
Fiber is the latest data transfer technology, providing high-speed internet connection at up to 1,000 megabits per second. With fiber to the home, customers can experience great bandwidth and reliability with their internet connection. And that bandwidth allows for services like smart home systems, Flow TV, and even home office internet.
How much will it cost to install?
Installing fiber has no cost to you if you're an existing BTC fixed line customer. However, if you are a brand new BTC customer, the installation cost is $150. And get this, having a fiber line connected to your home actually increases the value of your property.
Wow, now that makes it worth it.
And there you have another BTC Tech Tip. See you next time.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
Clean clothes for the family, uniforms for the baby, suit for mommy and daddy. We wash the suppressors to clean the super. If you wanna look fly and you wanna look clean, if you wanna look fresh, better than all the rest. Bring all your church clothes and all your work clothes. Bring all your children clothes. Super wash.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or a 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, Sahara dust continues to hamper development of tropical cyclone over the Atlantic, but we still have that area near the Yucatan Peninsula. A very low chance of development as we speak, but we anticipate that could change in time, at least over the next 5 days. The percentage could bump up to about 20% in the next 5 days. So we'll keep an eye on what happens there once it gets over the warmer waters of the Gulf of Mexico. On the home front, we still have that tropical moisture being pushed towards the north across the central and northwest Bahamas. We have some heavy showers taking place over northern Andros, also the Berry Islands, northern Abaco, and Grand Bahama as we speak, and that will continue to lift towards the north during the course of the evening, and some of that is just offshore New Providence, so very good chance that one or two of those could drift inland during the course of the night. Tonight, the weather calls for partly cloudy to cloudy conditions with a shower or two in the forecast, even a thunderstorm very possible. Low temperature tonight, getting down to 77 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at intervals of clouds and sunshine, showers and thunderstorms remaining in the area as conditions will continue unstable until late evening heading into the nighttime hours, when we anticipate that upper level trough will start to push towards the north and we could see some clearing heading into the weekend. High temperature tomorrow getting up to 86 degrees, extended weather forecast over the next several days. Showers in the forecast into early Friday, drying out on the weekend and into the early part of next week. So a beautiful weekend shaping up for you, and those temperatures are pretty much seasonal for you.
Thanks so much, Basil. And before we end, we want to say a very happy belated birthday to our director, Vince Williams. We waited until you got back to work today to tell you happy birthday. We hope you had a great day. We also want to say congratulations to the class of 2018 across the Bahamas, especially the class of 2018 at the Mary Star of the Sea School in Freeport. And my niece, Maya, she graduated from high school. Congratulations to you and all your friends. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great evening, everyone.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.